So in your book, you describe flying into, is it the New Jerusalem? What is it? And describe the beauty and what you saw.
I'm moving into what I would have to just say, the holy city of God. You know, you're a Bible scholar more than I am, but the holy city of God, this is where God reigns, that I know. And the city is golden. And now I'm flying like an airplane, coming in, slowing down, descending, slowing down, descending. And I get this incredible airborne view, a descending, slowing down airborne view of the city of gold. And it's a city that's walled. The greens were greener, the yellows, the golds, the blues, everything reminded me that earth is a reflection of heaven, but heaven is perfection. Mm. Earth is close to that in the natural realm, but it's also a fallen world. So I realized that earth was a reflection, but here is perfection.
So are you seeing earth-like things?
Yes.
Or what did you see?
Absolutely, earth-like things in every regard. For some reason, the grass took the wind out of my lungs. First, I just looked at the grass and I couldn't believe it. It was wild grass, but it looked manicured like velvet. Rich, thick, nothing out of place, not a blade, but nobody was trimming it. No one had trimmed it. No one had to garden it. It was perfect grass, and I don't know why that stuck with me. But yeah, I was changed by that. The trees, there's life in the trees and the flowers. There's life. It doesn't give it justice.
So there are flowers, there are trees, there's grass, but it's the same but different?
It's the same. On Earth, I think if you were to look at a color chart and say, oh, okay, this is red. Mm-hmm. And then, oh, okay, this turns to blue. Oh, this is yellow. Okay, you look at a color chart and you take that same chart and you say, okay, in heaven, let's look at red. Oh, there's 2,000-3,000 shades of red and I can see them all. So it's
wow.
Completely different, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
so you're experiencing the same thing, but in a much richer,
yes,
deeper experience.
And then you try to describe music that way.
What about like mountains or streams, or do you see any of that?
Yes, yeah. Over the city were majestic mountains that were as gorgeous as any that could be ever seen. However, they did not look that different than Earth. I wasn't disappointed by that. I'm not saying that. I noticed snow. So think about that. Snow. What does that mean? Atmosphere, temperature, snow. What's that all about? I noticed flying birds later. What does that mean? These are the kind of questions I ask.
Yeah.
Okay, if a bird is to fly, it can't be a vacuum. I'm hearing music. What does that mean? Music can't transfer in a vacuum. It has to be in an atmosphere. There's atmosphere here in heaven. Oh, what does that mean?
And you're flying, but you don't have wings.
Right. I'm floating is what I would call it. I'm floating and coming in, descending. And finally, I come down and touch ground level for a while. And I'm hovering between 40 feet-ish and down. And but I recognize later, oh, there was gravity there. There is gravity. There is atmosphere. There's water. There are animals. So, oh, yeah. Oh, see, it all makes sense now. But at that time, I had lots of questions. But each time I had a question, I would get a thought as if somebody had planted the answer into your heart. Mm-hmm. You know, that's hard to describe.
No, I understand.
But the physical heart is back on earth, and the spiritual heart is my spirit. Mm-hmm. And I've learned this later. I am a spirit. And so the communication was so awesome because you could not miscommunicate to someone. You always knew the motive of the question or the answer or the comment. The motive was always out in the open and pure. And